to the farm, guys. So this is chicken processing day. We are looking at hugging cones or killing cones. Hugging cones is a little bit more, nice. What happens here is the chicken goes in here and it keeps them from flopping all around, and of course the head sticks out the bottom, and well, you gotta get the picture. We have buckets underneath here, and that's where heads go, and this is where blood drains into. And we're going to use the blood on our plants. Believe it or not, there are certain plants that thrive on blood. If you don't believe it, go down to your local garden nursery center and you can buy blood meal, and you just would not believe what that's made out of. Anyway, so we're going to harvest absolutely everything from these chickens. The only thing that we personally really don't use is the leftover bones and carcass, but boy do our puppies love that. And it's really good for them, despite all the things you read online, like don't feed your dogs chocolate or chicken bones. Anyways, let's get to it. All right, these guys are already done. So Mr. Wyatt is gonna grab these guys out, and we're gonna take them over here to the fire. All right, so what we're doing here is we're keeping this at a certain temperature. Of course, there are some very professional things that you can purchase online to keep all your buckets and your water temperatures exact. We like it this way. There's something authentic about this. So we just keep an eye on it. It'll overflow on the fire and drain down a little bit, but we're keeping fresh water flowing in there. Some of the scalding systems that are out there, that keeps it at an exact temperature. I don't know, I just like that new water type of a thing. If you've used some of those systems before, you'll notice that water gets pretty putrid after a couple of chickens go through. It doesn't really hurt anything, but just personal preference of mine. That's one thing about doing this video, guys. You're going to see a million different options and ways that people do things when it comes to processing chickens. This is our way. This is what works for us. So take from it all the good, and if you don't like something, just do it another way. We want to bring this temperature down to about 150. And you notice for us that works the best. Of course, we are down here in South Florida, so temperatures, geographical locations, they definitely have a little bit of a play on the way that the physicality of things work. If you're up north, you're dealing with the cold all the time, and the chickens are hardier with more robust and thick skin. So there's a lot of things that play into it. But like I said, for us down here in South Florida, a temperature of about 150 for about 40-45 seconds works. And we're right there. So Mr. Wyatt, he's going to grab that. So as you can see, he gets the whole entire chicken inside there. And what this is doing is this is really just loosening up the pin feathers all throughout the entire chicken. And then when we go ahead and put it in the Whiz Bang Chicken Plucker 2000, all the little fine rubber nipples will pull this thing off. Now the old school way of doing it still involved this up to this point, and then after this you would just simply put it on a table or a log, depending on how old school you're going, and you would just take the feathers by hand and just rip them off backwards. Generally, even with using these machines, you'll find that you get a little bit of feathers left on there. So if I see one this time around, then we'll show you how you pluck them and make sure that you get everything off. All set? All right. All right, so the bottom of this thing is what rotates, and the sides of it have still nipples. The bottom moves it around, and the chicken flops all around, and the machine will rip off probably 90+% of the feathers. All right, Wyatt, go right ahead. All right. A little bit of feathers there. Go ahead and plop them on the table, Wyatt. Okay, so you can see a little bit of feathers left on there. This one looks nice. No rips in the flesh. Sometimes if you do the scalding wrong, or the whiz bang chicken plucker 2000 is not functioning correctly, you'll get rips and all that kind of stuff. So these types of feathers that you see right here, you're just going to basically grab them and then rip backwards. This feather, you can see it wants to grow this way, so you're just going to rip it out just like that. And you just do that by hand all the which way around the chicken, getting everything off. You guys, I'm sure, have eaten chicken and you've looked down and you've seen like a little chicken hair. Basically what you're ripping out is a little hair feather follicle. These ones on the wings are a little bit more difficult. Sometimes ripping them straight out works a little bit better. There's those hairs on the chicken wings that we're talking about when you guys are eating chickens normally. All right, so this is what you get after you have decapitated the animal, placed it into the scalding pot, and then of course thrown it in the whiz bang chicken plucker 2000. What we're going to do here, you see a little bit of skin left on these. This skin will actually just peel off. We'll just throw it on the ground. Our dogs that will come around here will eventually grab it. But chicken feet, believe it or not, are 110% edible. Cut off the toes. Some people will use them for dog treats. You can make chicken broth out of it. You can do 1,000 different things with it. Just look it up online if you have access. So what we're going to do to grab the feet off first, okay, we're going to grab this right here, we're going to cut, and you just find the knuckle, and that's it. And then chicken feet go down there. Okay, right here, same situation. Again, sometimes you got to find those little grooves. Pop through the cartilage, just like you see in the department store. And what we're doing here is we are trying to get a table fare. In other words, like if you put this in your pot, that when you take it out of the oven, that it actually looks good on the table, all dressed up with, you know, veggies and whatever else you got around it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab this head here, and of course you got a lot of different stuff going on in here, and we're going to try to pull this skin back as much as possible. Thank you, Wyatt. You can hold off on more until we're all ready for that. Thank you, Wyatt. So you're just pulling that back, kind of separating it out a little bit. Some people cut that skin off. I like to leave it on. Of course, you know, I like the way chicken skin tastes when you barbecue it, especially. So we're going to grab that around there. That's the chicken neck. There's just some fat and things like that that are around there. There's that neck. And we're just going to cut right inside here. You can feel it go in between the vertebrae. Watch your fingers. You'll notice I'm also doing this barehanded. Some people use gloves. There's actually been a lot of controversy around, you know, the sanitization of, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. Now, it is important to be sanitary, but like the young man who inspired us to move on a farm and do all this kind of stuff, Joel Salatin, you can look up him online. He's a great source for all sorts of good stuff. He's actually gone back and forth between him, the USDA, FDA, and all the other different governmental agencies, and they found less bacteria, less salmonella, less campylobacter, less everything at his outdoor processing facility than they did in their stainless steel USDA all government regulated labs. Plus the fact that, of course, we are, you know, raising chickens in the yard naturally on a chicken tractor where they move every day to a new plot of land. They get fresh herbs and greens and bugs, and they're not confined to a battery cage, and they actually live a really, really, really good life right up until one moment. So now back to this. You'll notice here we've got some different organs sticking out of here. You can look up all those kinds of different things, but we'll show you what they are and the things that you want to remove. But what we're going to do is we're going to start here with the back. Now this is called a scent gland because it's by their scent maker. So right here next to the booty hole, we're going to just take that and cut it right off. It's a little tough, so you just gotta kind of give it your best there. Flip it over, and you just want to basically cut right above. Okay, in there just a little bit more past that fat layer, and you take your finger and you kind of push up, then open up just a little bit, boom, just like that. Now if it gets poop or anything like that on there, like it just did, Wyatt, let me see, grab that hose, buddy. You're just gonna take that as best you can and spray it down. Now that's part of the process. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. You know, we removed the food earlier this morning. Doesn't mean that they didn't find food while they were still waiting. So we grab that and go up inside here. We'll rip it open just a little bit more so I can get my big old fat man fingers up in there. Okay, and we're just gonna grab, you're gonna go up along the top side of that cavity right there. And you just basically pull out. Simple as that. And you'll do that a couple of times. Now, warning, it is warm inside of here. They did just come out of a 150-degree pot, so that's one thing. And of course, you want to be real careful. See this little thing right here, the bile, I believe that's referred to. You don't want to pop that. If you do, again, just like the poo, it's not a big deal. Now, I got a hold of the esophagus and the crop that's in here, and I'm pulling that out. There's that. Okay, so that's just excrement. And then what we're dealing with here, making sure, open it up, you'll see inside there. Y'all, I'm quite sure have all seen eggs. That is an egg. And chickens are born with all the eggs that they'll ever make, just like ladies. And these guys are just grown so fast that all that comes apart. So what Wyatt is doing here is just simply separating this little bile sac from the chicken livers. We'll just get down in there and pull it just a little bit. Boom, done deal. Bile goes to the side, chicken livers get put to the side. And then of course you got chicken hearts right there. Mr. Wyatt, thank you, sir. All right, and then the guts. Guts we feed to our turtles and all sorts of different animals that we have here on the farm, because we don't just do domesticated animals, we do exotics as well. So like I said, some people, they will take this neck and they'll cut it and tuck it in. I like the neck in there. You know, gives extra flavor. Here's a little bit more of that esophagus here. You want to take that, just kind of pinch it a little bit. You can grab it and pull it right out. Sometimes it comes easy, sometimes it doesn't. So if what I did looks easy, and you're having struggle doing it, don't worry about it. Now this is a crop that's all up inside of here. Again, we took the food out so they didn't have anything. He had a little bit, she, this is a girl, we had eggs, had a little bit left in his tract there, and that's why that came out, but he didn't have any food in his crop, which is a great thing. It is important to remove the crop. If you do not, you will cook the animal with food from that day. And of course, I guess it'd add extra flavoring, but it's not a good thing. So what we'll do, make sure all these little feathers are off here. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll take that and just kind of stuff it up in there. But as you can see, we grab the hose here. How does the hose work? All right, we're spraying this down. We flood this out. The cavity where all the good stuff is. So it runs nice and clear. Wash the old hands off a little bit. And you can imagine this on your dinner plate with veggies and all the goodness around, or maybe barbecued, rotisserie, however you want to do it. All right, so we'll drain the rest of that water out of there. All good to go. Which way? And we'll take this, throw it in with our ice. Helps to have 3 tables, 3 trash cans, 3 hoses, 3 kids. Helps to have a lot of stuff on hand and not having to move things, just to make things efficient. So we do this once or twice a year, and every time we do it, you learn something. You're not a professional. If you've ever watched any of those videos online where the chickens go down and they're hung and the machine does all this other different stuff, that's what we're doing. We're just a lot more inefficient at it. But, you know, we appreciate the animals when we harvest them this way. I will tell you, we do have a 3-year-old on top of Wyatt and Gracie, and the kids don't waste food. They understand that the animal that they raised gave their life for them, and we're appreciative of things, and we also are honing a skill. And a lot of people ask, how does this animal, how is this animal bred? Why is this animal, so meaty, compared to my chickens that lay eggs? So these are Cornish crosses, and they do that by doing a cross with a white Plymouth and a Cornish hen. And you can do that yourself, but you won't get quite as meaty chicks as when you order from the hatcheries, because those are generationally bred animals that have been genetically modified. They are a GMO, but that does not mean that they are a pesticide resistant GMO. Not all GMOs are bad, guys. And these animals are made to grow fast, grow meaty, and they are the reason that you can go to any restaurant and go, hey, I want 50 chicken wings, and get them. So remember, not all GMOs are bad. You can order these chickens from hatcheries. You can do this yourself. You can do this in the city. Know your laws. You can definitely do it in the country. It's not a hard process. You see everything behind us that it takes. Pot of hot water. You do not have to have the Whiz Bang Chicken Plus for 2000. You can do it by hand. It's a little bit more time invasive. Do 5 chickens. You don't have to. We're doing 50 today. You don't have to do 50. You can do 5 chickens, 6 chickens, 15 chickens. Do something that'll put some meat in your fridge for a little while, and you don't have to put them all in there whole like that. You can quarter them up so you can throw them on the grill. Enjoy food that was not abused. Enjoy food that was raised humanely, and enjoy food that has as much possible organic ingredients in it as absolutely humanly possible. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys learned a lot, and leave your comments down in the comment section. Thanks.